20% of my body weight in just a month, and it felt like my body was shutting down. Over the months, I slowly improved. I received numerous scans, x-rays, blood tests, even getting surgery and a colonoscopy, and I also received so much gaslighting and bullshit from medical staff and even family friends. Nobody fully understood how badly I was suffering, failing to acknowledge the downstream effects from COVID. Many were thinking that I wasn't that bad, paranoid, or just anxious. As this year's progressed, I've walked a narrow tightrope and I'm feeling around 70% better. I'm very grateful for this. I don't know if I'll ever get back to where I was health-wise pre-COVID. It has taken a year just to get to this point, but I'm happy just to still be alive. I wanted to say all this to not only let you know that I'm still slowly improving, but also as a word of caution for those who care to listen. An inconvenient truth. COVID is still a threat, point blank. Millions of people died during 2020, 2021 from the initial strains, and more are dying with each passing year and every week. The death toll right now being higher than it's been in other parts of the year. The more mild strains of Omicron and other variants that have been circulating since 2022 have been more quote-unquote manageable in the acute period, but still threatening, which is an important distinction. I also want to point out too that the millions of people that have died from COVID, we don't get to hear their stories. We only hear the ones from the survivors, survivorship bias. I wanted to just illustrate this by saying my friend's mom died in 2022 due to COVID. My neighbor here in Pennsylvania died in 2023 due to COVID. A YouTuber colleague of mine, Bashaverse, died in 2021 due to COVID. He was 36. I know droves of fans, young fans, in school, 13, 14, 15 years old, suffering with long COVID, endless fatigue, strange heart issues. My Uncle Chris and my grandmom died within 2 weeks of each other due to COVID. My Aunt Jackie, who died this last spring, suffered from a rare fatal blood clot following an illness that I presume to be COVID. Family friends suffering from strokes after COVID, rare cancers suddenly cropping up and killing quickly, even cancers in remission coming back harder due to an infection with COVID, cardiac arrests in young, healthy athletes to the point where it should be getting people thinking. The list goes on and on of bizarre health issues that occur as a result of even a mild infection. A simple 10-minute Google search would illuminate many to the damage that COVID can cause, yet many still act like it's a cold, a thing of the past, or a vaccine side effect. I see so many still exclaim that masks don't work, as if that somehow makes logical sense. Most want to move on from the sick and disabled and pretend like it is 2019 again. Unfortunately, I and many others can't do that. That's not the reality that we live in. 6% of adults across the entire globe have long COVID now. This is a real statistic, 6%. Your risk of long COVID increases with each infection. This is 6%. Your risk of long COVID increases with each infection. This is all confirmed by top news sources, the CDC, the World Health Organization, etc. Look it up. I fear there are those that read this that will brush it aside and end up facing a similar fate to me. I don't wish what I've experienced on my worst enemy. Hopefully this helps somebody. I want to close by saying thank you to all who have supported me through this last year of traumatizing health struggles, and those that have masked around me and really lended an ear. Anyone who takes the time to educate themselves on COVID and the dangerous downstream effects have earned my respect. For those who read this or listen to this thinking there's no way or dismissing aspects, we have the world's knowledge at our fingertips. There's no excuse for ignorance anymore. Spend 10 minutes researching, emphasizing with people, and fact check your sources. If it's all not enough, it may just require the harder form of education. experience. Sadly, I wish I could have just stuck with the former. Hopefully this may encourage someone to take precautionary measures, make some changes, or even just open a mind or spark discussion. I thought I was young, healthy, and the exception too, until I got humbled tremendously by this virus. Stay safe, love you all, and for all of you guys struggling out there, no matter what it is, I'm with you.